She held onto this song for 10 years, not because she couldn't release it, because singing it out loud would destroy her. And the moment she finally did, everything changed. Fans connected the dots instantly. Blake Shelton, the man she promised to spend her life with. The golden couple nobody saw coming apart. But that was before the silence, before the trust issues, before the statement that shattered millions of people, two of country music's biggest stars. Done. Just like that. And now we finally know what really happened behind closed doors. Because this one song, it explains everything. And once you hear it, you'll never listen to their love story the same way again.
It was only December.
That's not just a lyric, you know? That's a confession. And if you know anything about their marriage, about how it ended back in 2015 with that ice-cold statement saying, "This is not the future we envisioned," then you know that line means something heavy. But here's where it gets kind of wild. This song wasn't written last year. Wasn't even written 5 years ago. It was written around 2013, maybe earlier, right when cracks were starting to show. Right when Blake was doing interviews talking about trust and how he'd hand Miranda his phone and say, "Go through it," like he was trying to prove something. You don't say that unless something's already broken, right? And Miranda, she wasn't talking. Not then, anyway. She was writing. Because that's what she does when words get too heavy to actually speak. She turns them into songs. But this one she kept locked away. Think about that for a second. You write something so raw, so painfully real, that you can't even let it out into the world. Not because it's bad, because it's too true. She admitted it herself years later, said she wasn't ready. And honestly, that makes it hurt more. Because that means every year that passed, every single time she looked at that song sitting in a drawer somewhere, she felt it all over again. The moment you realize you're unhappy, the moment you know you're going to leave, the moment right before everything falls apart.
And I didn't have anything you needed, so I was...
Kelly Clarkson knows that feeling too, doesn't she? She wrote her pain into every single line of her divorce album, didn't hide it, sang it on daytime TV and cried through it. But even Kelly took time. Even she needed distance before she could stand on stage and relive the worst parts of her life. And that's the thing about heartbreak in country music. It's not just entertainment, it's therapy, it's closure. It's the only way some of these artists know how to process what happened to them. Blake and Miranda were the golden couple, the king and queen of country. They had matching awards, matching tattoos, matching everything. And when it ended, nobody saw it coming. Except maybe they kind of did. Looking back now, fans are pulling up old interviews, old lyrics, old moments that didn't make sense at the time but suddenly do. Blake talking about transparency, Miranda saying she wasn't prepared for the attention, the silence between them at award shows. It was all there, just hiding in plain sight. But the thing people keep missing is this. Run didn't come back into her life randomly. Someone pushed her to release it. Someone close. Someone who saw her carrying that weight around and said, "It's time to let it go." Brendan McLaughlin, her husband now, the guy who didn't know her back then, who wasn't part of the Blake era, who could look at her and see the song for what it really was. Not a painful memory, but a piece of her story that deserved to be told. And maybe that's what she needed. Someone who loved her enough to say, "You don't have to keep hiding this anymore." That's what Blake used to sing about her before it all went wrong, before the trust issues and the headlines and the lawyers getting involved. And now he's with Gwen Stefani, singing different songs, living a completely different life. Gwen gets it too. She wrote "Used to Love You" right after her divorce from Gavin Rossdale. Didn't wait 10 years. She wrote it fast, released it raw, and let the world watch her process her pain in real time.
You know what's the best thing that ever happened to you?
Sometimes you don't know why it hurts so much. You just know it does. And the only thing that helps is putting it into a song and hoping someone out there understands what you're going through. That's what Miranda did. Except she waited. She sat with it. She let it age like wine until it didn't sting as much, until she could sing it without completely breaking down. And when she finally put "Run" on her Postcards from Texas album, it wasn't an accident. It was a statement, a closing of a chapter. A way of saying I'm not that person anymore, but I was once, and this is what it felt like. People are already dissecting every single word. Was she unhappy the whole time? Did she want to leave before Blake did? Was the divorce really as sudden as it seemed? Or was it just the final act of something that had been dying quietly for years?
Plans were drawn and concrete poured, nail by nail.
There it is. The line that makes you stop and rewind. Because that's not anger, you know? That's sadness. That's someone who tried and finally just gave up. But here's what nobody's talking about yet. And once you hear it, you won't be able to stop thinking about it. The thing about holding onto a song for 10 years is that by the time you're ready to release it, you're not the same person who wrote it anymore. You're older, wiser, maybe even healed. And that changes everything. Because when Miranda finally sang Run out loud, she wasn't reliving the pain. She was releasing it. And you can actually hear that in her voice. There's distance now, like she's telling a story that used to be hers, but doesn't own her anymore. That's powerful. That's real growth. And that's exactly why fans are obsessed with this song right now. Because it's not just about Blake. It's about every relationship that didn't work out. Every moment you knew it was over, but couldn't say it yet. Every time you wanted to run, but stayed anyway. Kelly sang that about falling in love again after everything fell apart. About finding someone who put her back together. And that's exactly where Miranda is now, with Brendan. With a life that looks nothing like the one she had with Blake. But she couldn't get here without going through all that first, without writing Run in the middle of the mess, without holding on to it until it didn't hurt to sing it anymore. And Blake, he's moved on too. He's married to Gwen now. They've blended families, built a life together, even collaborated on songs. He doesn't talk about Miranda much anymore, and when he does, it's careful, respectful, distant.
Make it clear for only you and God to hear.
He sure did. And so did Miranda. And so did everyone watching their marriage dissolve in real time, wondering what really happened behind closed doors when the cameras weren't rolling. But here's the part that's going to blow your mind a little. Because this isn't just about one couple. This is about a pattern, a cycle that keeps repeating in country music, in pop music, in every genre, where artists turn their actual lives into lyrics. Kelly Clarkson did it. Gwen Stefani did it. Adele did it. Taylor Swift literally built an entire career on it. They take the worst moments of their lives and turn them into the songs we can't stop playing on repeat. And the reason we keep listening? Because we've been there too. Maybe not in the same way, maybe not with the same people, but we've all had that moment where we wanted to run, where we stayed too long, where we realized too late that we were unhappy. That's what makes Run so dangerous. It's not just Miranda's story anymore, it's ours. Fans are already flooding the comment section, sharing their own stories, asking questions like, do you think she regrets waiting so long to release it? Or was Blake even aware she wrote this? Or how do you sing a song like this without crying every single time? And honestly, maybe she did cry. Maybe she still does sometimes, but now she's crying for a different reason. Not because it hurts, because it's finally out there. Because she kept her promise to always tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable as hell.
Or she called him up.
That line hits different now, because she did run. She left. She started over. And now she's standing on the other side of it all, stronger than she's ever been. But releasing this song wasn't just about closure, you know? It was about control, about taking back the narrative, about saying this is my story, not yours, and I'm going to tell it my way. Because for years, people speculated. Tabloids made up stories. Fans took sides. And Miranda just stayed quiet. She let the music speak. She let the song say what she couldn't. And now, almost 10 years later, she's giving us the missing piece. The one song that explains everything without actually explaining anything at all.
Go home again.
That's what Miranda's doing now. She's not stuck in the past anymore. She's not reliving old pain. She's just acknowledging it, honoring it, letting it exist without letting it define who she is. And that's the real lesson here. Not that relationships end, not that heartbreak happens, but that you can survive it. You can hold on to the hard stuff until you're ready to let it go. And when you finally do, it doesn't have to destroy you. It can actually set you free. So the question isn't really, is this song about Blake Shelton? The question is, what song are you holding on to? What truth are you not ready to sing out loud yet? And when you finally are, who's going to be standing next to you telling you it's time? Because that's the part that actually matters. Not the heartbreak, but the healing. Not the ending, but what comes after it. Miranda found that, and she's singing about it now, not with anger, not with bitterness, just with complete honesty. And maybe that's the most powerful thing she could have ever done.